Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jack Whalen. I'm the District Attorney of Delaware County. I'm here in front of the Delaware County Courthouse today, and I'm proud to say I'm here with a friend, Dave Freed, who's running for Attorney General. Dave is also a colleague of mine as the District Attorney in Cumberland County. I'm also here today with some distinguished guests from Delaware County Council, Chairman Tom McGarrigle, Mario Severa, John McBlain, and also Dave White is with us today. From our Criminal Investigation Division, the Chief of the Criminal Investigation Division is with us today, Joe Ryan, who's standing to my left. Also with us today, it's important to note, is the Chief of our Anti-Violence Task Force, George Dawson. Also present today is one of the Assistant District Attorneys, very instrumental in the appellate unit, and a former trial attorney who has worked diligently on cases keeping dangerous individuals, criminals in jail. Bill Toll is with us. I have the opportunity today to introduce to you Dave Freed. And what I can tell you is that it's important, it's imperative to the residents of Pennsylvania, especially right here in Delaware County, to have a strong, dynamic, dedicated, committed individual that will serve as the next Attorney General in the state of Pennsylvania. What a lot of residents in Pennsylvania do not know or do not appreciate is the fact that we in the District Attorney's Office work with the Attorney General's Office on a daily basis. We work with them with many issues that you see in your newspapers and on your television sets. We work with them to try to reduce drugs in neighborhoods in Delaware County. We work with them to try to reduce gun violence in Delaware County. We work with them on economic crime unit issues. We work with them in dealing with our senior citizens and protecting our senior citizens and formulating and implementing our senior exploitation unit. So it's crucial that we have a strong Attorney General in office. We've recently formulated our Anti-Violence Task Force. We're recently in the process of expanding our Senior Exploitation Unit, and we're working in neighborhoods on a daily basis to try to reduce drug trafficking and to try to protect our children from being exposed to dangerous drugs. But there's also another area that needs to be expanded, is the use of technology. Common criminals are getting better every day in the use of technology. They're exploiting our residents on Facebook, on Twitter. They're soliciting our residents in chat rooms. They're tricking them and abusing them economically. And what most of you know, here in Delaware County, we have an extensive Internet Crimes Against Children unit. Since that unit was implemented, we've generated over 2,000 cases. These are dangerous predators, child pornographers, people that tend to prey on our children, that we're taking off the street and we're keeping off the street, and we're monitoring under Megan's Law on a daily basis. Technology has exploded. We need additional detectives to be trained in technology and analysis of internet and computer forensics. Dave Freed has committed to expansion of new technology, of cybercrime, of cyber abuse, and it is critical that we move in this direction. Dave, like myself, served in the District Attorney's Office as an actual trial attorney, prosecuting cases, taking drug dealers, taking murderers, robbers, rapists off the streets and keeping them off the streets. Dave Freed understands what it takes to run a district attorney's office. Dave Freed understands what it means to be a tough prosecutor. We need somebody in Harrisburg that is a tough prosecutor. I submit to you, there is no better qualified individual to lead the state of Pennsylvania and that will help the residents of Delaware County than Dave Freed. ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you the next Attorney General in the state of Pennsylvania, who I will commit to work with on a daily basis, and that's Dave Freed.
Thanks everyone for being here on such a beautiful day in Delaware County, and for making me feel so welcome, and for hosting a great visit so I could see the facilities and the operations here. You know, my background is working in the county courthouse. I started working in the courthouse in Cumberland County as a law clerk for one of the judges while I was in law school. Next year that'll be 20 years since I've been around the courthouse, in and out, but mostly in. And I've seen a lot of changes in that time, and I was telling some of the folks here, I was particularly pleased to see some of the things that have gone on here and the improvements that have been made are things that we've mirrored in Cumberland County, because Delaware County is a leader in the Commonwealth in many ways, not only in doing the work that needs to be done, but in forward thinking and administrative matters, and that's actually a very important part of what we do. I want to thank everyone for the welcome. I want to thank Jack and your predecessors, frankly, for the leadership with the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. We were just looking at a map down in CID that has the ICAC grantees from around the country on it. And I don't know if there are any other county district attorney's offices on that map. And that's a testament to the great work that's done here. And I have to tell you, having worked with ICAC for many years and even running for Attorney General and looking forward to be the Chief Law Enforcement Officer of the Commonwealth, I could think of no better place for ICAC to be housed than right here. There are so many municipalities, there are so many victims of crime, children, around this Commonwealth who have benefited from the great work that ICAC does here. I was talking to one of the analysts downstairs who told me he just sent a tip to the chief county detective in my county. That's the knowledge that the analysts have here. They know the kind of work they're doing. My relationship with the Delaware County DA's office as a prosecutor goes way back. And I was telling the folks here today about a case that I tried in 2001. We call them traveler cases now. I don't know if they had a name back in 2001, but it involved an offender getting in an internet chat with a young girl and trying to draw her into a sexual relationship. And we got detectives on the case, and we were able to draw the person in, hence the term traveler, which Delaware County does a lot of those cases. And we had a great success. But as part of the case, the defendant said, "Oh, I'm not really a criminal. I'm actually investigating these cases. I'm trying to find the criminals." And tried to explain to us the kind of work that he did. Well, guess where we went to find our expert to refute that? Right to the Delaware County DA's office, to a detective who still works here in economic crimes. And she helped us out with that case. I don't know if she even remember, but I certainly do, because that led to a conviction, state prison, and lifetime Megan's Law registration for that offender. That's a big deal for us. We've had a wonderful relationship, as many counties across the state have had, with ICAC. We've done a lot of proactive child pornography investigations. That's what we can do with the tips that we receive. We've started over 50 child pornography dissemination and possession cases through tips that we've received from ICAC. More importantly, we were able to get not only one conviction, but a second conviction years down the road on an offender who received a mandatory sentence upon that second conviction of 25 to 50 years in state prison. That's the mandatory sentence for a second conviction. And we're in the process right now, we're getting ready to argue that case in the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. And I'm confident that we'll prevail in that case, because 25 to 50 years is not excessive for that conviction. What's not enough is that the sentences aren't excessive enough for the first conviction. And that's the kind of issue that I'll take leadership on as Attorney General. Just days ago, in the Cumberland County, where I'm district attorney, we received a report of suspected child abuse by a teacher at a Christian school. We responded to the case, we worked it through the weekend, and when we started to do the computer analysis, that was being done on equipment funded by ICAC, by officers trained by ICAC. That's the kind of work that we need to do together around the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Those are the kind of things that I'll support as Attorney General. I don't want to get in the way of the great work that's done in places like Delaware County and elsewhere. but the Attorney General needs to lead on these issues. We know as prosecutors, Bill Toll knows this, detective knows it, that we could take a computer, a tablet, a smartphone in just about every criminal case. It doesn't matter what the charge is. And we could get pertinent information from those cases. The only thing holding us back is time and resources and investigative knowledge. And as the Attorney General, I'll take the lead on those issues. I'll make sure that our officers are trained, even if it's just the basic training, to know what to take to get the equipment to the proper analysts. I'll lead on appropriate legislation. There's a bill right now that was just introduced, a brand new bill to help us more easily get subscriber information for internet accounts, to try to trace who these people are that are sharing child pornography and reaching out and preying on our children. I'm going to testify on behalf of that bill next week out in Western Pennsylvania. Now, make no mistake, I don't intend to make the Pennsylvania Attorney General's office a home for activists. I'm going to make it an active office, and when there are issues that relate to the mission of the office, we're going to get involved. Cyber crimes and the use of technology, that's a place where the Attorney General needs to be involved and the Attorney General needs to lead. Along with Jack and our colleagues in the DA's Association, we work very closely together across this Commonwealth, across party lines, in counties that are diverse, much like Delaware County, where there are some areas that are more urban and areas that are more rural and suburban. We all share counties like that with different issues in different parts of the county. We work closely with Philadelphia and the smallest counties in the state. But what we do is we work together to get the job done. And that's what the Attorney General can do. In terms of cyber crimes, the Attorney General has to lead on legislation. The Attorney General has to lead on obtaining resources. We need to work together. We were talking downstairs about how the unit has actually gotten smaller because of the loss of grant monies. We need to get together. We can't be fighting over these resources. The Attorney General, the DAs, our federal prosecution brethren, we need to be working together with the state police and municipals to make sure that we get those assets to the areas of greatest need. There's not enough time for competition. There's not enough time for territoriality. We need to be working together. That's what we've done. That's my history as a DA. It's my history within the DA's Association. Make no mistake about it. For us to keep our heads above water, this is a team effort. It's going to take all of our combined efforts and resources to continue to push back. Anybody who does what we do for a living will tell you the criminals are way ahead of us. But we can catch up. We can do it by working as a team and working together. I often say, as a prosecutor, as the Attorney General, I will not chase glory. I'm going to chase bad guys. It's not about who does the case. It's about getting the case in the best form for the case to succeed. Whether that's the Delaware County DA's office, whether that's Philadelphia, whether it's the federal offices, or the Office of Attorney General, you can count on me to make sure we get the case in the best place for the case to succeed. We need to start by leading on cyber crimes. We need to take a page out of what Delaware County's done. We need to promote and enhance that kind of work. We need to enhance our work at the Regional Computer Forensic Lab in Radnor, and we need to keep going. We can do it working together. We've shown across this Commonwealth that's what we can do. And with me as Attorney General, you can count on us doing that together, and you can always count on me for doing the right thing for the right reason. Thank you very much for being here.